Hello and welcome to a video tutorial for TazMcCarthy.com on Adobe InDesign on Basics. Adobe InDesign is an industry standard program used for laying out magazines and newspapers, any graphic documents. The first thing you should do is open a new document, and if you're a beginner, the main things to look at here are the size of the paper and the way that it's facing. All of the things down the bottom don't really need to worry about unless you're having your job professionally printed. So for now we'll just hit OK. Should notice straight away that a lot of the tools on the side are quite similar to those that you might find in Illustrator, in that you can draw different vector objects and shapes and things like that. You've also got your two colors for fill and stroke, just the same as we do in Illustrator, and they work in much the same way. Over here on the side, it'll be set up on the school computers to have a lot of different tabs open, and we won't use all of them all of the time, but a lot of them will be quite handy. One of the main ones to look at is the Pages tab, which shows all of the pages you have in the document. Underneath that you can create new pages to add to your spread. You can also click and drag to change around the order and things like that. One of the best things about InDesign is that it's still possible to type up all of your words and your text in Microsoft Word or something else similar, and then to bring it into this program. I'll give you a demonstration on how to do that. Over on the main toolbar we have a rectangle tool, which is just like in Illustrator where you draw different shapes, but the main one we're going to use is the rectangular frame tool. When we use this, it draws a box with an X. What this is like a placeholder box. This is the type of box that we can put a picture into or text into. So a couple of ways we can do that. The best way to add images and text is to use the place command, and that's under File. So we go to File, Place, and then I've got a picture here which I've put aside, and now I'm going to click on there and it adds it to the box. Now, unlike Illustrator, you can't automatically resize the picture. It's a tiny bit more complicated than that, but that makes it a little bit more powerful. So when the box is blue like this, you can resize the box, and this changes the outside border. You can see that I can crop the picture in real time without having to do that in Photoshop or anything like that first. If I double click, I can then change the size of the picture and things like that within the border. For instance, if I wanted this to take up half a page, I could move the outside bounding box half a page, then double click on this, move it where I want it, get it just how I want. Now these boxes also work for doing text. So if I go to File, what I've done is pulled some text off a website here. So I'll just save that on my desktop, and then just like I did with the image, I'm going to go to File, Place, and then pick my document, and just like before, it will hover and I click on the box that I want it to go into, and if we zoom in here you can see that it's gone into the box. You see a little plus here telling me that it's not quite fitting. I've got two options here. I can either extend the box to make it fit, or something really nice in this program is I can click on the little plus and it'll give me the option to draw another box of which it'll continue. Anytime I resize the original box, you'll see it updates in this box and it moves the text back and forth between them. This makes it very, very fast and fluent in laying out different amounts of text. Setting up columns for things like magazines, making one change will automatically update in other places. Say I wanted to set up something a little bit fancier here. We've got a tool called Text Wrap, and I'm going to click on my picture and then click on the wrap button. Now as I bring up my text, it automatically goes around it. I can experiment with the different options here, getting a little bit more of a gap. And just like before, as I move around my text, as I change this box or do anything like that, the text automatically flows between them. Double clicking on any text will let you update it within the document, but since it's not a word processing program, you won't get things like spell check, so it's advisable to do all your editing in Word. You can double click on one of these boxes and then simply copy and paste into it as well if you're getting your images from elsewhere. Another really nice thing about this program is creating things in Word also works for things like tables. You can create a table, for instance a time action plan, and then go up to File, Place, just like the other times, and it will place in the table and you'll be able to move it around and resize it and to get it fit and to do all sorts of things like that, just like you did before. So that's our basic intro into InDesign. In the next video we'll look at setting up some templates, or masters as they're called, for both page layout and text types.